Every plant parent who kills an aloe makes the exact same mistake. They love it too hard. This right here, this sad, floppy, see-through mess was my aloe 4 months ago. My sister took one look and said it looked like it was melting. This is that same plant today. And the secret wasn't some fancy fertilizer or a $50 grow light. The secret was doing almost nothing. Today, I'm walking you through 7 lazy gardener secrets for aloe vera. And tip number 4 is the one trick nobody tells you about that stops root rot before it ever starts. When I first got my aloe, it came from my auntie's kitchen windowsill, and she gave me one warning before I left her house. Don't fuss over it. I didn't listen. I watered it every few days, moved it into direct sun for extra vitamin D, and within 6 weeks, it had gone soft, brown, and mushy at the base. Gone. That's the lesson that took me to learn a dead plant. To learn the more attention you give an aloe, the faster you kill it. If you're currently drowning your aloe in love and water right now, stick around, because I used to be exactly where you are. And stay to the end, because the bonus tip is the one thing that turns a healthy aloe into the showstopper everyone stops to ask about. Before we get into it, if you're new here, this channel is all about growing more with less, zero-cost tricks, things already sitting in your kitchen or your yard. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming. Let's get into it. Tip 1. Light. Why your sunniest window is sabotaging you. Here's the trap almost everyone falls into. You think it's a desert plant, so it must want the harshest, brightest spot in the house. Full blast sun, all day. Wrong move. Aloe wants bright light, but indirect. A window with strong all-day direct sun is basically a tanning bed your plant can't walk away from. Those crispy orange-brown tips you might be seeing, that's sunburn. Plain and simple. What you actually want is a spot a few feet back from a bright window, or an east-facing window that only gets gentle morning sun. No good natural light in your space? A basic grow light does the job, nothing expensive required. Quick bonus. If your aloe is stretching and leaning hard toward one side, give the pot a quarter turn every couple of weeks so it grows straight instead of lopsided. Drop a comment and tell me south-facing window, or somewhere gentler. I want to know where your aloe lives. Tip 2. Water. Less is literally more. This is the single biggest killer of aloe plants, and here's the lazy truth that fixed everything for me. The less you water, the happier the plant. Say it with me. Less water, happier plant. Being lazy with an aloe isn't neglecting its strategy. The plant is basically built to be ignored. The method is called soak and dry. Water it deeply, all the way until it runs out of the drainage holes, then walk away completely. Let the soil go bone dry before you even think about watering again, usually 2 to 3 weeks, longer in colder months. Use the finger test. Push your finger 2 inches into the soil. Bone dry, water it. Any moisture at all, leave it alone. Bonus tip, when you're unsure, don't water. Aloe stores its own reserves in those thick leaves. Think of it as a camel that happens to sit on your windowsill. If you've been an overwaterer, drop one in the comments. No shame, most of us start there. Tip 3. Soil, the zero-cost mix that saves your roots. Get this one wrong and none of the other tips will matter. Standard potting soil is too heavy for aloe. It holds onto water, and we just established that excess water is what kills this plant. You need a mix that drains fast. Picture water passing straight through the soil instead of pooling in it. My go-to, zero extra cost if you already garden 2 parts regular potting soil to 1 part coarse sand or perlite. That's genuinely it. If you'd rather not mix your own, a bagged cactus and succulent blend works too. One hard no, never scoop soil straight from your yard into a pot. It's too dense, it can carry pests, and it will suffocate the roots. Bonus, test water your plant and watch the surface. If water is sitting there for more than a few seconds, instead of soaking in, your mix is too heavy and it's time to repot. Team DIY mix or team store-bought bag? Tell me in the comments. Tip 4. The pot trick that stops root rot before it starts. Here's the trick I promised you at the top. Terracotta is your best friend here. That plain orange clay pot is porous, it breathes, and extra moisture actually evaporates straight through the walls. That makes it almost impossible to accidentally drown your aloe. Plastic pots hold moisture much longer, so if you tend to overwater, terracotta forgives your mistakes for you. Non-negotiable rule: drainage holes. I don't care how beautiful the pot is. No hole, no aloe. Water pools at the bottom, roots sit in it, roots rot, plants die. That's the whole chain reaction. Go wide, not deep. Aloe roots spread outward near the surface rather than digging down, so a shallow, wide pot suits it far better than a tall one. Bonus tip for the decorative pot lovers: keep the aloe in a plain plastic nursery pot, with drainage, then nest that pot inside your pretty one. Pull it out to water, let it fully drain, then set it back. You get the style without the risk. One safety note before we move on, especially if you've got pets. Aloe sap is mildly toxic to cats and dogs and can cause an upset stomach if chewed. A high shelf or hanging planter solves that instantly. Quick pause if this is helping you, hit subscribe. My other half still doesn't think we're getting to 10,000 subscribers on this channel, and honestly, every single one of you proving that wrong is my favorite part of making these videos. Alright, back to it. Tip 5. Temperature, the Goldilocks rule. Aloe wants what you want. Not too hot, not too cold, just comfortable. Roughly 55 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Basically normal room temperature. The mistake people make is forgetting about drafts. A window spot that's perfect in summer can turn into a cold air tunnel in winter, and an AC vent blowing directly on the plant in summer isn't doing it any favors either. Shift it a few feet from drafty spots, and watch how much sturdier it gets. Also, aloe goes dormant in winter. It slows down on purpose. That's not your plant dying, that's your plant resting. Water even less during that stretch. Wherever you're watching from, freezing climate or year-round warm one, aloe does just fine indoors. Drop your zone in the comments. I like seeing how far this spreads. Before tip 6, let me show you what's actually possible here. This was my aloe 4 months ago. Pale, floppy, embarrassing to even have near a window. Then I backed off completely. Indirect light, water once every 3 weeks, terracotta pot, and otherwise left it alone. This is that same plant now. Thick leaves, deep color, standing upright on its own. My sister saw it on a video call last week and asked what I was even doing differently. The honest answer is less. The less I did, the better it looked. Tip 6. Fertilizer, the zero-cost approach. This is where being lazy really pays off, and it's also where this channel's whole philosophy shows up. Most houseplants want to feed constantly. Aloe wants it maybe twice a year, full stop. Spring and early summer only, while it's actively growing, and always diluted to half strength. Aloe burns easily, and brown tips are usually the sign you overdid it. Want to skip store-bought fertilizer entirely? Compost tea or worm castings mixed into the top inch of soil once a year does the job for free, using things you likely already have if you compost. Truth is, if you did nothing at all, your aloe would probably still survive. It evolved in the desert. It doesn't need much from you. Tip 7. Read the leaves. Once you learn this, you'll basically never lose an aloe again because the plant tells you exactly what it needs. Thin, wrinkled leaves mean thirsty. Give it a deep drink. Mushy, translucent, or dark leaves mean overwatered. Stop watering immediately and check the roots for rot. Brown or reddish tips mean too much direct sun. Pull it back from the window. Pale, washed-out color means not enough light. Move it closer to a bright spot, or add a grow light. Leaves flopping outward and reaching mean the same thing. It's stretching for more light. Learn this language, and plant care stops being guesswork. It becomes listening. Bonus tip. Here's the bonus I promised. Once a year, give your aloe a compost tea soak steep worm castings, or finished compost in water overnight. Then use that to water it instead of plain water. It's a free, natural nutrient boost, and it's the difference between a healthy aloe and the kind of aloe your neighbor stops to ask about. Recap, let's run through it fast. 1. Bright, indirect light, never harsh direct sun. 2. Soak and dry, water rarely, let it go bone dry between. 3. Fast draining soil, never garden dirt. 4. Terracotta, always with drainage holes. 5. Steady room temperature, away from drafts. 6. Fertilize twice a year, max, always diluted. 7. Read the leaves, they'll tell you everything. And the big picture lesson underneath all of it. Aloe Vera don't want your attention. It wants your restraint. If this saves you from making the same mistake I made, give it a thumbs up. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people trying to grow things without spending a fortune. Know someone currently loving their aloe to death? Tag them below, or just send them this video and let them figure out why later. Thanks for spending this time with me. If your aloe has already started growing little pups at the base, check the next video. I'll show you exactly how to separate and repot them for free. And remember, sometimes the kindest thing you can do for a plant is nothing at all. Until next time, happy growing up.